Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I am a graduate with an architecture's degree. I graduated from NYT with a bachelor's and I'm currently studying for my licensing exams. I'm also pretty familiar with graphic design as well as interior design. So in today's video, we're going to be reacting to Emma Chamberlain's Open Door video by Architectural Digest. So let's hop right into it.
Hi AD, I'm Emma Chamberlain and welcome to my house. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Please come in. I worked on this house with Marie.
So far, the colors, it's very bright, it's very pastel, it's also very woodsy. There's a lot of wood, like the material they chose to use a lot of wood. It's quite interesting. I saw another one of her houses at like another open door of hers, and it was like a house in California. It was more of like a smaller home than this. This looks like it's more of suburban countryside type of house. And the one that she had in California was more of like, it looked like city living, which I really loved that house. It was very beautiful. So I might react to that one as well if you guys are interested. But that's so far the vibe that I'm getting, or like what her house, like the colors and stuff, what is being used. I love this painting too. This is a really interesting painting. I like how it's like a convenience store and it's an illustration of like peanut butter jars. Like that's really cool.
And Ashley from prom, and we had the most fun ever. I feel like my style with clothing and home is very much taking a mixture of everything that I love from any era, any whatever, and making it all make sense together. And so I feel like every room has a different feel, and I love that.
So another thing I wanted to say was I love those white couches or seats. They're very unique and interesting and beautiful. But I cannot imagine the amount of stains you would get on it. You definitely have to use some sort of cover or just like make sure to keep it clean. And I also love the fact that she says that she wants every room to be like a different experience. I feel like a lot of the time, Architectural Digest, most of the houses you see on that channel, like for the Open Door series, they usually get professional interior designers and people to design their homes for them. So like Emma Chamberlain says she worked with somebody who professionally, and like they worked together to professionally design the inside of her home. A lot of the time they will try to make every room a different experience. That's like the go-to, or like it's like a very common thing that interior designers do, which I enjoy because you have so many different rooms, might as well make each one a different experience rather than just having copy and paste aesthetic in each one. But also it's up to preferences, whatever it is that you like or like to do. What I know for me is if I were to have my own home, I would love to have every space like a different experience.
This house was built in the 50s, but it doesn't feel claustrophobic, and I feel like that's kind of rare. This had a kind of woodsy cabin in Lake Tahoe feel, but we're in LA.
I'm surprised that they're in LA because it does not look like LA. Well, I mean, also, it's just not the city part of LA. Another thing she says too, that's the thing, is she's like, it's not claustrophobic. A lot of the time you would get that feeling a smaller home had a lot of things, a lot of clutter, but because this house is so big, it's able to like spread everything out.
Feel, but we're in LA. This is a painting by my dad, which is a reoccurring theme throughout the house. My dad's a rock star, and I love his stuff. It would be kind of awkward if I didn't, so I'm really glad I do like it. And this table, it was built by my team and I, and it's amazing. I've kind of always wanted to like go in it, but I don't know if it's a good idea to do that now, but I kind of want to.
Nail polish emoji.
How the heck do they know that you're moving your fingers like that? That's really weird. I love that she uses her dad's painting. I wonder if he painted this because I love this painting so much.
If I'm being completely honest, when we were like designing this room, I was like, it's gonna be really gorgeous, but I'm never gonna use it. And that's actually not true at all. I actually hang out in here with my friends and we read books, which is crazy because who reads books? This is sort of a wall of inspiration. And I feel like when you just look at this wall, you're like, I wanna pick up a book and I wanna think and look at art. It's inspiring. What I really like about this room is that, you know, this half is very relaxing. You know, the colors are very soothing. And these windows are so gorgeous, the way that the light comes through. This couch is so amazing. I'll sit here, I'll journal. I've been getting into watercolor. I'm really bad at it. Sitting here and doing a little watercolor, it's a vibe.
I love the way that she talks about her house. It's just so funny. But I wanted to say another thing. There's a couple things that I do like about this room and don't. I understand why they laid out the books horizontal is because they have the display of paintings above it. So like the reason why they probably laid out, I don't know what came first, painting layout or was it the book layout? I'm gonna say that it was the books was an afterthought, and the paintings was first laid out like that. The bookshelf, like bench thing, came in after. It's kind of like a little bit interesting, but also strange. But then again, I'm not an interior designer. I know a little bit about interior design. It's just a little bit strange that it is a bench and then books on top of that rather than like a stereotypical like bookshelf vertically on the side of the wall. Maybe there was a reason to why they didn't do that, and I think specifically it's because of the paintings. And if you see, another thing that they probably thought of is that big painting right there where it's like a landscape. They have it right next to the window. So in a way, the paintings like continue the view. It's almost like when you look at this. So that's probably why they laid it out there. But I'm not sure. I don't particularly like the bench bookshelf thing. It makes sense why they did it, but it's just a little bit, it's not something that I like, just because I feel like the bench, I would want to sit on that bench, and I guess you could, like, it's like, oh, okay, you could sit on the, look at one of those books, but it's like, then you books over, reorganize it, put it back to where it just doesn't seem practical. Another thing, the things that I do like though about
Sort
this
of.
area, what I do like is I love that little unique lounge chair in the corner. It looks like kind of like a therapist. It's kind of giving that vibe, but it's like it's very comfortable. It looks very comfortable. I love the rug they have. And then they also have like a couch nook. It's like a little like wall couch. That area also I love couch nooks like that. I love the skylights. Sometimes though they're good, but then they're a little bit problematic. It also heats up the room a lot. And I like how it's also one corner where it just extends to the ground into that like nook.
Windows are so gorgeous, the way that the light comes through. This couch is
You see how it extends. It's interesting that the couch isn't connected to the wall. Like you would think that because it's like a nook, usually the couch, it's like the wall has like a certain platform and then you put it connected, but like it's not, it's separate, which is a little bit strange. I love the little tree. It's kind of giving like beach, lakeside, which is what she said, Lake Tahoe cabin, especially with those chairs. Those look like lounging chairs for outside.
just so amazing.
It's like they wanted to bring the outside inside to match like the outside.
This is a piece that's actually not my dad's. My dad painted this insane piece actually specifically for my house. He also painted these. These have been a part of my art collection for a while now. But these three are new. This is the peanut butter aisle at the grocery store. And I chose this because I ate so much peanut butter as a kid. It was like an entire food group for me. So this is very
like a
nostalgic.
Nutella
And
right there,
these, they have personality in a way that I rarely feel when I look at art. Like I look at them and I know them.
That's the beautiful thing about art, is it's subjective. So I love this painting. My favorite painting that she has in her house is definitely the peanut butter one, because I love like look of convenience stores. I don't know why, but I just love like the organization and just like everything being so like organized.
So this is the formal dining room. To be honest, this table came in a few days ago. I've
That's so funny.
not used it. I think I love it because it looks so soft, but yet, it's hard. That's something I love. I love when something's made out of a hard material, but it still finds a way to look soft.
So the reason why the table looks so soft is because it's so smooth and round. Circle looks like very curved. There's no hard edges.
Don't eat dinner like at a table. So I don't think this is gonna end up being used for that. I feel like this is gonna be for puzzles, for arts and crafts, but it is gorgeous. So this is a truing chandelier. I've never really had a super strong opinion on chandeliers, ever. It's just one of those things that I don't feel passionate about necessarily until I saw this one. And I was like, no, that's what I like.
I don't know why, but it's giving like Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball. For some reason, it's reminding me of that, but it's nice. I just feel like I don't know what it is about this space though. It just looks very empty. Like, and I know a lot of the time they say want a lot of white space for whatever items you have, and the center of attention of like the space or the main object in the painting. Maybe it would have been nicer too if like she had more like paintings up here following her up to the room. Like this painting just looks very alone.
Not a classic chandelier. It's very cool. And I feel like chandeliers are never cool. It's kind of like an art piece within itself.
I think she doesn't truly understand what design is. And I feel like she was maybe told to say certain things, because she ends up falling, a lot of the time she ends up falling like, yeah, it's a vibe, or it's, it's cool. And one of the things that we learned in architecture school is you need to have a reason for everything. You need to explain the reasoning. Whenever you design something, you have to defend, your art. And so the way that she talks about it, it's like, you could tell that she's not very familiar.
So honestly, this is where I eat most of the time. It's just easy. You know what I mean?
I love
like whatever.
those.
This
Those
is
are
like an
so
ordeal
pretty.
sitting at the dining room table.
I love her
saving that
kitchen.
for an occasion. This is for day to day. I saw a photo once of a green kitchen, like years ago. Fell in love.
Her kitchen is very beautiful. I love the skylights. That's like one of the amazing things that I love in a kitchen, is having this kitchen. And I love how like linear it is. It's not like a big space. It's like kind of like you have to walk, which is really interesting, but I really like it. Like I think it's because cabinets are quite close together, so it's like reasonable. It makes sense that you can turn around, grab something behind you, like in the kitchen or in the fridge, do your cooking. So it makes sense that it's a little bit smaller yet linear. I really like that touch. I love this window right here. And again, if you notice, the skylights follow the ground. They follow it's like continuous line of open, which is really nice. I guess the view from the dining room table to the kitchen is like a lot more aesthetically pleasing than looking the other way from like the kitchen to the stairs. Again, because it's just like that side is a lot more empty.
That was kind of in my head going into this kitchen. We actually ripped out the whole kitchen and redid it. And then we kind of had this blank canvas. And so I think it really started with this marble. It has all my favorite colors in it. It has the green, the rusty color, the white. And so then we kind of built the kitchen based on that. I loved this marble so much. I was like, why not keep it going and put it under the sink? Who's making the rules?
I've never seen that done before, so that's unique. She used it as the cabinets, which again, if you noticed, the lights follow, and then the cabinets, the material of the cabinet also follows to the ground. So it makes sense. It's interesting, and but I cannot imagine how heavy cabinets are. They must have bolted that piece in well, because I can't imagine how heavy it is.
Me. I've also always really like dreamed of having colorful cabinets. So when it came to painting, I felt like this sort of minty, sagey green was the perfect happy medium. I know I'm not going to get sick of this, but it still has that fun pop to it.
And if you noticed, her outfit actually has that color, like the.
So I'm really excited about this. I haven't used this yet. I'm gonna make some serious hard-boiled eggs with this thing. I actually had a lot of fun buying weird vintage stuff for this kitchen. For example, what are these? I mean, I don't know. I found them on Etsy for like $5 and I was so excited. I have like a whole coffee corner.
With that's where the issue of decorative things rather than useful things. I mean, you could have like decoration, of course, like art is, but again, design means something. And she just bought those little things like I don't know what they are, but I like them. It's like there's not really much of a reason. It doesn't really make sense. If it was something that it was like actual like salt or like something that she actually, it would make a lot more. But then again, it's your house. Do what you want to do.
Of course, we have my espresso machine with little Chamberlain coffee magnets. Kind of a little bit conceited, but no, I got a rep though, And then I have a whole coffee drawer. I'm proud of this. Like, I had a lot of fun.
I would be proud. I mean, show off your stuff. Might as well. It's not conceited. Like the things you make, right?
Putting this together. This house overall has a lot of light. I mean, in here is a great example. There's so much light coming in, and that's very important.
I also love the, I don't know if you noticed, but her skylights, right? This is the skylight that I think goes in, above the kitchen. When it's nighttime, they have lights right in that exact area to shine light into her kitchen. First, it's shined like the light, it's natural light, it's more sustainable because you're using natural light to brighten up your home. You're not using electricity, but then when it becomes nighttime, you have those lights to use during the night in those exact areas where the skylight shines in. It makes sense. And it's also providing, it's going to be like a more artificial light, of course, like at night, but it's still providing the same direction of light that you would need.
I mean, in here is a great example. There's so much light coming in, and that's very important for me because I am in my home a lot. And so I need a place that feels light and bright and happy.
It's giving like green room, a greenhouse where it's like the whole thing is just skylights and it's glass and it's like a bunch of plants. It's very earthy. It's like basically bringing outside inside. That's what our house feels like.
When you're in this home, you feel like you still get the feeling of being outdoors when you're inside. This is kind of like the party bathroom. It's super accessible in the main living area.
This bathroom is so, I understand what they're going for. They're going for like mountainside, where the mountains, it's like you got a slab of the mountain. Literally, you have a slab of the mountain for your sink. And it's like rocks, and it's supposed to be like this, a canyon aesthetic where it's like, it looks like you're literally submerged in the rocks. When you open up the door, you're in another experience where you're stepping into like a mountainside. I get it. I understand it. I just don't like it. I'm not sure exactly why. And I think it might have to do with the specific wallpaper that she chose or has. I think I just don't find the pattern aesthetically pleasing. And I don't really like the carpet as well. But again, that's just my preference. I feel like if it was more of like a woodsy, because this is giving me different region. This is giving me like warm region, like Egyptian, like sandy, because it's a lot of warm colors. It's giving me like, it could give like canyon. It's kind of looking like canyon, but I feel like with her house, with the colors that they chose for her house, I feel like it would be better if it was more of like woodsy, like cabin feel rather than Rocky Mountain, if that makes sense.
The one that most people use. And it's a little bit wild and crazy in here. I mean, we have a snail. It's funny because I hated snails growing up. Fully had like a phobia. Here. I shouldn't be touching. This wallpaper.
What? It's your house. You should be touching things. Do you use this house? Do you use it? That's like another thing. It's like, why do you have things that you don't even use? Just doesn't make sense to me.
Was something that Marie and Ashley brought to me and was like, what do you think? And I was like, honestly, I have no idea. And I love it. Like, it's so unique and warm.
It is very warm.
I mean, it fully transformed the room. This sink actually came with the house. I mean, we loved it. We call this bathroom the Flintstone bathroom because this is Flintstone energy.
It does.
Flintstone bath.
It does look like that. Again, I just don't personally like it, but she's happy with it. It's her house. That's another thing. People are going to be choosing many different things in their home because that's what makes it their home. So my opinions about her bathroom don't really matter. My opinions that I gave about her bathroom were purely on aesthetic rather than the functional design.
So we're in my dressing room.
I love her dressing room.
So I had some extra bedrooms to play with. And one thing that was kind of a dream of mine was to have sort of a dressing room where I can get my hair and makeup done. I can, accessorize my outfits. I'm kind of mortified to admit that I have this as an entire room. Like, I'm going to be honest. It's a little bit, it's like, really, Emma?
Totally reasonable. Have confidence in your house. Like, it's beautiful and totally reasonable. If it's something that you like, go for it. It's your home. It's not anybody else's. But anyways, her closet, her dressing room is amazing. I love the centerpiece. I love the little shoes, and it totally makes sense. She probably uses this a lot more than the other parts of her home. So it's like, why, if you use it, if it works for you, have confidence in it. I feel like the dining room table, if anything, or the like that space, I feel like she probably wouldn't use much. It was all more for like looks. It's beautiful. I love this little area here, like with the. I actually just recently bought something like this because I sell like clothes.
Yes. But see, like if I live in this house when I'm older and I have a child, we're getting rid of this and we're putting a kid in here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm thinking about the future, but I put majority of my high heels on the top because I genuinely don't wear them ever. But if I do need to wear them, I have this. I love this thing. The thing I really wanted to do.
I don't know why I thought she was gonna pull out one of those those long extendo hands where you squeeze it and it clamps on the shoe. I don't know why I thought that is really cute. I love the acrylic.
In this house too was take something boring like a stepladder and try to find one that I actually liked that could actually add to the space. So I think this thing's so cute I leave it out. But then it's great because then I can be like, Friday night getting high heels. I love sweater vests.
That is a really good idea. And think about is the things that like she said, it's kind of like a little bit boring, unique, and more aesthetically pleasing, and that she could just leave out and use. So that's a great idea.
This is an Ultra Fergola mirror. It was just on the bucket list. And I love it. I mean, it's super fun. Again, this is another example of taking something that normally I'd buy a boring version of, like a mirror, right? And trying to make it add to the space. Here's the vanity. I keep my makeup in here. I actually don't do my makeup here very often. I more do my nails. I love painting my own nails. Oh, I have to show you my gel kit. Wait, look at my nail drawer. This is how much I love doing my own nails to a point where.
And I do the same thing as well. I have my own little nail kit area too. That's a really nice one too. Oh my God, I love this couch. I actually saw this online and wanted it. And I have this on my, I took a class for graphic design and this couch was actually in my catalog. I was supposed to make, for my graphic design, I was supposed to make a magazine. And I made a bunch of different, I chose a bunch of different seatings. The magazine was about chairs. And this couch was actually in it, I believe, from what I remember.
So this is the chill hangout room. So the other living room is we're gonna really take care of our minds in here. And then in here, it's no more rules. The cool thing in this room is the drum set. And
it's funny that she says that where there's no more rules. It's kind of more of a chaotic, messy, more of a chaotic type of atmosphere. But what's really concerning is that she chose a white couch for that room. You'd think people would be a lot more messy, partying, drinking maybe. And then there's a white couch. It is just ooh, scary.
Listen, before I even show you the drum set, we really need to get this out of the way. When I say I'm not very good at drums, I'm actually awful. I enjoy doing it anyway. We are in my bedroom, and I really wanted this room to just feel soothing. My favorite part of this room is these big windows that aren't too bright, but they still allow nature inside. This is my favorite bedroom I've ever had. There's a little fireplace. This fireplace didn't come with the house. We kind of built it out to look kind of more architectural. This is a highlight.
She's like architectural. It makes sense. It's giving also like that. I don't know what that is. The fireplace is giving like Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know if you've ever seen. It's giving like I don't know if you've ever seen inside Falling Water. Frank Lloyd Wright's most iconic house, the Falling Water. Inside, from what I remember when I saw it in school, it's like a lot of they like carved it out to look like more natural and to look like almost like rocks outside. And her fireplace, obviously the rest of her house doesn't look like Frank Lloyd Wright, but that one area of the fireplace just reminded me like something that you'd see inside that home. But it's giving like a similar vibe where they shaped, like how she said, they shaped the fireplace to look more natural inside her home. Again, looking like rocks.
Nobody wants to see this, but I have a lap desk so I can, be. I lost my mind when I found this cat.
That's actually cute. I like things that work for you. There's supposed to be things that work for you. She's like, nobody wants to see this. Actually, we do want to see that. We like seeing the things that you use. Like it's not all about decoration. That's what design is all about. It's about the things you use. It makes sense. The reason why you have that there is because it makes sense. The cat bed is also very interesting. I wonder if her cat actually uses it.
Bed.
They probably had to put like catnip in it.
Accessories are so not cute at all. Ever. With
I love the marble of her shower. Very pretty. I love the marble of her sink as well. Because again, it must be cold. It must be very cold. Her bathroom, unless they put like heated floors, not quite sure.
This color of marble, like this sort of rusty marble. And I was kind of like dreaming about it, but it also kind of felt risky because it's definitely out of my comfort zone in a way. But I really wanted to make it work in this bathroom because I really thought it would be beautiful in a bathroom. So I did it here and I love it. It kind of feels like this warm and fuzzy.
Don't get me wrong, I love this material. I love this material in the bathroom. It's beautiful. This ledge though must be freezing until freezing. She probably never sits on that because it's freezing. I mean, she's in LA though, so maybe it's a little bit warmer. Maybe it goes, I'm not sure. But like the bathroom, it's very clean. It's very nice. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like practically think about using this. You're sitting on the stool, or I don't know what the stool. I guess the stool is just to hold the soap. I'm not sure. But you're washing yourself with this thing, or you're standing underneath it. But it's just like, it's so much space. It's like, if you're not underneath, like right underneath the water, you're freezing. You're cold. It's like, it must be like not that great of an experience. And her wall pattern as well is also very interesting. I like it. Also goes very well with all the marble and like the copper. It's more of like kind of like the background. It's not supposed to pop out. It's supposed to be a little bit more dull, less popping out, so that the other things can shine.
Warm and fuzzy, relaxing mixture of everything. Like you have tile, you have marble, metals. It's kind of just a mix of everything. That's what I like. This tub actually came with the house. It kind of reminded me of a sailboat. I haven't taken a bath in here yet, but I'm excited to do that. And then this reminded me of honeycomb. And
it does look like honeycomb. The fact that she's never used the bath, and it's like they kept it because it was like they liked it and they wanted to keep it from the original build of the house. But it's like, if you don't use it, why do you have it,
And honestly, it looks like yummy. Like I would eat it. Honestly, that's kind of like the good judge of like. Here's the bar area. I just turned 21. The cool thing about this is that
she just turned 21.
Wears with
what? She has this big of a house at the age of 21. Damn.
Time and gets rings and gets spots all over it. It kind of like has the memory of parties past. Although when I did make the first stain on this, I freaked out because I didn't realize that it was supposed to get stained and weathered, and I was like, we're gonna have to get it replaced. And then they're like, no, it's fine. Funny story about these. I ordered them again online. They're like from the 60s or something. I actually got a bunch of them. These ones are really weird because these ones are so tiny. I didn't realize that they were gonna be that tiny. And I was like, what is that for?
Shots.
So I still don't really know what that's for. I don't want to know. Like, I like to think it was like for people's cats in the 60s. Like they'd give their cat like a little vodka soda in here. It's cute.
It's for shots. What?
It's actually kind of relaxing to like get all the leaves. I feel like the vibe out here was very just summery and fun. Outdoor furniture, I think, can kind of lean boring sometimes. And so I just wanted to find the most exciting stuff I could find. And like this pattern is just gorgeous and I love it. I actually have people.
It actually reminds me of like the She's got very pastel. She has a lot of pastel colors, and the pastel of that yellow also goes with that like mint green that she had in her kitchen. It's like a similar color. So I actually really enjoy that as well. It looks like the I don't know why, but it's reminding me of like the seats at like a diner, like at an old fashioned diner where they have like the stools, you sit up. It's also giving me like ice cream parlor. Like it's nice.
Over almost every weekend in this backyard. It's the best way to party.
Those stools are
in my
really
opinion.
interesting.
During the day, you're in bed by 10 still. Find a flaw. You can't, which is why we do have a literal permanent beer pong setup.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty obvious that I just turned 21. Like, I'm gonna be so mad about this in like literally 2 years, and I'm gonna be like, why did I do that? I mean, because it's always ready for whatever. You do have to.
Are they metal?
That was like major trick shot too. Wait, okay, I do need to prove.
The fact that they're metal is pretty cool.
So,
I like how those are
these corn
corns.
tables. Obviously, they give me the summer feeling. Everybody's putting corn on the grill during the summer, but actually I got this as a gift, and I got one of them, and I love them so much that I bought 2 more. I also have a random pineapple one. My thing with furniture is like, have fun with it. I just choose stuff that makes me smile and giggle and chuckle, and starts a conversation too. Like somebody new comes over and they're like, is that corn? Exactly. Now you're besties.
Very interesting. They remind me of like this one interior designer. What is her name? I follow her on Instagram. She's got a lot of like wacky, like interesting little cutesy like toys or like vintage aesthetic. Like it's a lot of different things. But those corn pieces remind me of her. I don't know if it would be something that I would like, but I like that it matches the seating. It matches it like on its own. Those corn pieces kind of look strange, but it fits with the area, fits with, like she likes it, and it fits with the area around it. Like the tiles of like the pool for some reason, and like the whites, like it makes them stand out, and the yellows of the couches also match with it. So I get it.
So we're in the bathroom off the pool, and this bathroom was fully inspired by the feeling inside of a sailboat.
I actually really enjoy this.
This room, when I first bought the house, was so scary that it almost made me not want to buy the house. Like, this was the room that I walked into in its initial form, and I was like, oh, this place is haunted. Got it. Floor, stone, in here, because in theory, this is sort of an indoor-outdoor bathroom when we open those doors. And so when I have people over in the backyard, everybody's kind of coming in and out of here. This sink in the literal middle of the room is the most genius yet crazy choice ever. But it's awesome. Like, you know, everybody can gather around and wash their hands together. You kidding me?
I mean, I don't know why everyone's walking into the bathroom together, but I mean, that's, I get it. I get it though. It's a beach. It's supposed to be, the reason why people have like outdoor bathrooms like that, is so that you could wash off before you go into the house. So like if you had sand on you, dirt, yada, yada, grass, pool water, you could take a shower, you could wash it clean off before you. So I really like that it gives like a sailor vibe. It does. It really does give off like, I think it's because of the wooden walls. You would see that you would see that inside like a sailboat inside of a. So it's definitely very aesthetically pleasing. I think also the center sink. I love that it's kind of like a gather area to like wash your hands. I feel like it definitely does get in the way though of like you walking through things, but like it definitely gets in the middle of like the circulation, but you could always walk around it. It's supposed to be like a centerpiece. And also it does make sense though, because why do we have like, if you think about it, why do we have sinks in the corner of rooms or like off in like corner where you could only really access it from one side, you know? So like when you could only have like 2 people max, but it makes sense that it's in the center so you could use all sides of the sink. So it does make sense. It's interesting.
This is sort of the sitting room. The pool bathrooms.
I love the colors. Why does she have 3 different living rooms though? I could understand 2 because like a lot of the time, but she doesn't like explain that. So maybe it's not her reason, like her reasoning to why she has so many living rooms. But for me, I would like understand 2 because like, you know, if you had like children, they have their own living room, spend time with each other and was that they wanted. And then for the adults or whatever, you then have their own separate living room. They watch stuff like there's separated. So it's like separated. So I understand 3 different living rooms. It's like excess. What is the purpose? What's the difference between this living room? I guess she will explain it. So.
It's right there. So it's just kind of like
But I do
the
love
overflow
the
of that. The
this.
theme of this.
I love the colors of this. This gives me like 70s vibe. The table kind of looks like a circus tent. This light gives me 70 vibes, 70s. It looks like Scooby-Doo. I don't know, but I'm loving it. They also shaped the side of this house similar to fireplace. So, but let's see.
This room is very ocean sailboat feel. Can we just talk about these? Marie and Ashley sent me a photo of these, And at first I was like, something's a little off. And then I noticed that his head is like coming out, and I was like, no, 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 I need it. Cork, which is cool because this is technically under the main floor of the house. And I think the cork kind of makes it feel that way. It sort of feels like you're underground. You're sort of in this den. It makes it feel more cozy and makes you feel like
Now that she's saying it's supposed to represent water sailor branch out from bathroom, I could understand that.
in this den.
I
Makes you
just
feel like you're in a basement.
like had to be like they had to explain it to me. I wasn't really seeing it. But now that I do see it, the table kind of looks like coral. So I could see that look like, especially with the chairs, looks like a little bit. They have like a little squid also here. That
I have to address the elephant in the room. The town that I grew up in had these everywhere.
I
You
thought it was
put
a
in
squid.
25 cents and you sit on it and it goes in a circle for like 60 seconds. Best 25 cents of your life. I never have to pay 25 cents again. The only issue is this one doesn't move.
It's just for decoration though.
Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around. Love you, AD.
So overall, her house, there was a lot of good things. There was a lot of things that I just didn't understand, but I think it's because she had a professional designer definitely come and help her. So the designer probably was pushing for the interior designer was things that did make sense, but she brought in her own elements that she wanted. Didn't really make much sense. Her house overall, I want to do like maybe ratings. Maybe I could give like every time I watch one of these a rating. I think the first Jessica Alba home, I definitely would. Her house is so beautiful. I would give it like an 8 or like a 9. Emma Chamberlain's house, my point of view, I would give maybe like a 6, just because there's a lot of things in her house that she didn't really use. She kind of just used as decoration, which like of course it's art. You're allowed to do like you're allowed to. It's all about like things are just decorative. Like I have like little plants and stuff that are decorative. Like I guess that's totally fine. It's just like a lot of the time I feel like if you have things, there should be a reason, right? There's a couple things that just didn't make sense, and then she had like 3 living rooms that was like a lot. And it would only make sense if she had a lot of guests over that everybody was in like their own space. Like, does she really use that living room? Those 3 living rooms, especially the one that was like underwater-esque and then had an elephant in the room was kind of like, but it was like, do you really use that one? Do you use that one often? I'm not really sure. But yeah, besides that, that's the rating that I give. Her house is very beautiful. I love the her kitchen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think about the house. Let me know what you think about my opinions or the comments that I made. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out one of my other videos, or make sure to check out another. And I'll see you in